Man City win the Quintuple. Haaland is going to defeat Mbappe in the 2024 Champions League final over at Wembley. It is Wembley, that's Camacho of Man City. Now, it is Real Madrid, that's Camacho 85, but they don't have Mbappe, and Benzema is off to Saudi Arabia. So Real Madrid are not realistic. Wembley is Camacho 85, Man City 85, Messias, PSG. You know, Real Madrid won the Champions League without Ronaldo. Is Paris Saint-Germain gonna win without Lord King Messiah? PSG are still gonna lose the final. They're gonna play in the final. Ronaldo's having a fit. Real Madrid won without him. PSG are not gonna win without. They have disrespected the Messiah. That's what they have done. So there you have it. Paris Saint-Germain, Wembley. In my view, all time in the Champions League, England's 27th appearance is going to happen against Paris in next year's Champions League and Mbappe. Paris is 27, Kylian 27. So at London, at England, we see the next version of Messi and Ronaldo. Mbappe versus Haaland, the beginning of a new era. 64 combined matches during the Quintuple, won the Community Shield, 38 in the league, 6 in the EFL Cup, 6 in the FA Cup, 13 in the Champions League, 63 matches entering the final, match 64. 63 prior matches in the year for Man City. Paris is Camacho 63. The Quintuple is going to be won against Paris Saint-Germain. Neymar is going to play in the Champions League final. Neymar is Camacho of Wembley, is Camacho of Man City. For PSG, they're going to appear for the first time since over at Lisbon back in 2020. The goal was scored in the 59th minute by Kingsley Coman of Bayern in the 59th minute. It is London, England, that's Camacho of 59. PSG make it to the final again at London since they conceded that 59th minute goal to Kingsley Coman. And so here, they are going to win the final. They're going to make it back to the final in their 50th season, I think, in the top flight for Paris Saint-Germain. This final played at Lisbon. At Portugal, it is Lisbon, that's Camacho 26. Man City going to win the repeat, 26 matches in 2 Champions League seasons. Their first final loss to Chelsea. They followed up with a repeat. Mbappe is going to be a part of this Man City repeat. Man City's 26 Champions League match in their last 2 seasons against Mbappe. Borussia Dortmund. A former Dortmund player is going to win the 69th edition of the Champions League. So you see right there, it's the 69th edition of the Champions League. It's going to be won. Borussia Dortmund appeared in the last final at Wembley, and a former Dortmund striker is going to make it back there again. Pep Guardiola, City of London, Camacho 62. It is known as the Oil Derby. Oil is Camacho of Leeds, where Erling Haaland was born at. He was born at Leeds, England. Oil Derby is Camacho 45. What PSG are going to try to do is they're going to try to deny Man City the Quintuple for Man City to win 4 out of 5 trophies, but that's not going to happen because Man City goes 5 for 5 for the season, winning at Wembley. Wembley Stadium is Camacho of going 5 for 5, winning all 5 trophies if you're Manchester City. Marco Asensio is the big acquisition so far. He's won 3 prior Champions Leagues. He'll be a big part of the PSG midfield. He has played 59 Champions League matches. London, England is 59, as you saw. 61 goals with Real Madrid. The last winner at Wembley was Bayern Munich. It's Bayern Munich, that's Camacho 61. It's also Erling Haaland, that's Camacho 61. So big things to note. Asensio is Camacho 28. Man City won the last final at Turkey. Guardiola is going to win 2 titles in 8 seasons with Manchester City. So 17, 18, 19, 20, then 21, 22, 23, and 24. Erling Haaland is gematria of the quintuple. We are going to see a quintuple when we see Haaland versus Mbappe. Haaland versus Mbappe, quintuple 135, the 54th season of PSG next year. So this is the preseason prediction of the UEFA Champions League for next year. The 54th season of PSG, you see right there. The 27th appearance in the final for an English club against Kylian Mbappe in Paris. Perfect. Right after the 26th appearance over at... I don't have Istanbul in there. Istanbul is also gematria of 26. They did... Their 26th appearance was at Istanbul. Now their 27th appearance won't happen at Paris, but it's going to happen against the club from Paris. Kylian Mbappe, all-time 62 Champions League matches for his career. City of London is gematria 62. 62 prior matches for Kylian Mbappe in Europe. His next goal would be 213. Borussia Dortmund 213. Okay, how many goals has he scored since 2019-2020? Let's see, we've got 92. How about how much European goals? He scored 21 goals since he played in the final in 2019-2020. 8, 6, and 7. That's 21 goals. City is gematria 21. Title 21. Any repeat gematria with PSG? Well, not quite, which is perfectly okay. But back-to-back is gematria Borussia Dortmund. For France, they can appear in the final again. They're going to try to go for 2 and 6 with Man City's prior appearance at Istanbul 26. Mbappe is also gematria 26. Something tells me it's not going to win the Champions League until he's at Real Madrid. It can be 1 title in 8 appearances in the Oil Derby. Oil 18. They disrespected Messi, who won the 18th World Cup. Leeds is gematria of 18. Pep Guardiola is going to tie Carlo Ancelotti in this particular match. Ancelotti is gematria of the Oil Derby. Oil gematria 36. One player starts off quick, the other player catches up. Messi started out quick, 4 Champions League titles, then 4-1. Then Ronaldo 5-4. A similar pattern. Haaland is going to start winning early on, and then Mbappe is going to go on a big run while he's with Real Madrid. Mbappe's going to leave for Real Madrid after this all said and done. Real gematria of 18. So right there, when we're speaking about he'll join Real someday. So it's going to be 1 title and 8 final appearances. It's going to be 1 and 7. Seven runner-ups and 8 final appearances. Erling Haaland is gematria 78. The amount of time from PSG's last final against Bayern Munich to their next final loss from this time in 2020. 45 months, just over 45 months later. Leeds is gematria 45. Oil Derby. Leeds is where Haaland is born at. Quintuple 45. They're about to make history. They're about to make history. 95 months after Guardiola was hired by Man City to is repeat 95 months later to be the greatest manager ever in the history of the world. Greatest is Gematria of 95 and 32. This is the 32nd edition of the Champions League since it's renamed the European Cup. Now, PSG are going to be trying to win this. The country of France is going to try to win this competition 31 years later over at Wembley against Man City, because Man City and Wembley is 31. And this was after Lionel Messi left. Lionel is a Gematria of 31 as well after the GOAT left PSG. Neymar's birthday, June the 1st, 16 weeks, 6 days end day included. Guardiola's knockout record is going to be 60-6 with Manchester City. 60 knockout wins, 6 knockout losses. So Haaland did face off against Mbappe. Now, in the first leg, Mbappe didn't play. He was hurt. In the second leg, Haaland did score in the 69th minute, the 69th edition of the Champions League. We can see Mbappe up against Haaland, this time with Haaland on the Manchester City. And so Haaland scored a brace in that game. He scored in the 77th minute. The City of London is Gematria of 185 and 77. Abu Dhabi Group is also Gematria 77. So his 77th goal is 69th minute goal. City of London, 79, 69th Champions League. That's when Haaland is going to win yet again. England, they're going to win their 16th UEFA Champions League final appearance. Is Guardiola the GOAT manager of the world? GOAT is Gematria of 43. Ancelotti won his 4th title at Paris. Guardiola ties Ancelotti after Ancelotti won at Paris. So interesting. Guardiola to be 2-1 in the final then. No Messi, no party from Neymar. That's how it goes. Neymar scored a total of 57 continental goals for his career. 57. The finals at England. 30 years without winning the Champions League. France could try to end it. Also, City is Gematria 57. This is on the side of Neymar. 6 matches, 2 goals. City of London, Gematria 62. Guardiola born January 18th, 118 goals. 118 goals from his 118 days from Neymar's birthday to the final. He's got 118 career goals as it stands right now for Paris Saint-Germain. It's be another defeat for PSG in the Champions League. We'll see if the 74th win is going to be at London, because London's Gematria of 74. Will we see that happen? We'll see. Paris, they may go for win 85 at Wembley, you know. before or after. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Those kind of things that you look out for, by the way, for example, take a look at Inter. 98 wins in the Champions League. They made it to the final at Istanbul. They didn't win the final at Istanbul, but Inter were at 98 Champions League wins entering the final. This is what you have to look out for PSG. And Man City. The amount of time from the Mbappe Haaland matchup in 2020 to June the 1st, 4 years, 3 months later, just over 4 years and 3 months later, champion is Gematria 43. The 52nd month, just over 51 months later. Don't know what 52 is about, but we'll get to that point. PSG are not going to win without the greatest player ever in the world. Talk about Lionel Messi. Also, France can make the final over at London. France is Gematria of London. Mansour, repeat. Man City gonna win the repeat over PSG. And now let's go to defeats. Man United had 64 matches lost when they make it back to the Champions League with their crosstown neighbors as the winner of the prior league. Manchester City 64. PSG 39. Let's see if Manchester can be a 43rd loss potentially. Manchester 43, or even their 41st loss against Haaland, because Haaland is Gematria 41, so that's what we have to look out for. Man City at 29 losses in the Champions League. London, the next year's finals, 29 as defending champions. Repeat 29. Bayern 29. Interesting 29s. Lisbon, Portugal is also Gematria of Manchester City. Their first final appearance. City of Lisbon. The thing about City of Lisbon is Gematria of London, England. So their first final at Lisbon with Pep Guardiola the journey can all end at London, England. Let's see. PSG, they lost to Bayern, remember, on the March the 8th. Right there. March the 8th of 2023. Let's go from that day to the final on June the 1st of 2024. So, hey, just over 64 weeks after their last loss in the Champions League, they can go up against Manchester City. The 65th week, Bayern 65, Joseph Guardiola, 65. All very good stuff. We'll see who the manager is of the PSG, but one more season, maybe Haaland is going to win it.